Hi everyone, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Mata Di. Let's talk about deballasting operation. So when on the main control panel in the CCR, the chief officer presses on the deballasting operation, immediately this valve will open, this valve will shut, this valve will open, this valve will shut, this valve will shut, bypassing the whole filter. Because now we do not want to use this filter. Why? Because this water has already been there in the ballast water tank. Only we have to do is we have to remove it. So what we do is we suck this water, we open this valve, this water comes over here, the suctions of high C chest and low C chest are no more in use, this valve is shut, so water comes over here, it comes over here, and then from over it bypasses whole filter, and through the flow meter it goes out. Why flow meter? Again, to know the rate at which the deblasting is happening. But again, there are just two things that are important in the system right now. One is that, can you see this NU? This is neutralizer unit fitted over here, which is sending some sample over here. And another is, can you see this monitoring unit is in use, which is sending this sample over here, and another sample is coming over here. Now in deballasting, this sample is coming from over here and another sample from over here. So just to tell you guys, I am going to discuss later about monitoring unit, but there are always solenoid valves fitted over here. There will be a solenoid valve over here and over here. So when we press ballasting over there, then these solenoid valves are shut. Only this solenoid valve is open, which is used for ballasting. Copied, then the sampling is for ballasting. And when deballasting is pressed, then this solenoid valve over here is shut, and these two solenoid valves are opened as per requirement, which I am going to discuss now. This is what is automation. To every marine engineer out there, from junior engineer to chief engineer and electrical officer, we all know that earning respect on ship is very important. We all know fast promotions are very important, and we all know that इज्जत कमानी है, promotion चाहिए तो काम आना चाहिए, तो जूते पड़ते हैं, गालियां पड़ती हैं. And for that you need a good mentor. Sometimes we keep finding those mentors on board ship. अगर नहीं मिल रहे तो MND Flix है ना, Merchant Navy Decoded has launched a subscription model where you can find more than 30 plus courses with respect to your rank, helping you earn respect on ship. Please enroll on these free trial videos, watch these videos as per rank, and then decide whether you want to invest or not, with a very good flexible payment plan as well. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Mata. So now, why do we need a neutralizing unit? As we discussed in the earlier video, when ballasting, active oxidants were added into ballast water tank, 1.5 to 2.5 ppm. And we also said that in 24 hours, they die and come up to 0.1 ppm level, which is not normally true. Sometimes they still survive. But these active oxidants, if they go into the sea, they can be dangerous for the aquatic organisms into the sea. But if they are killing these aquatic organisms over here, pathogens, they can do the same thing in the seawater as well. We do not want that to happen. So now these active oxidants formed over here, they need to be neutralized. So now through this neutralizing agent, we add a neutralizer, which is a basic compound, which is entering over here. It is killing all the, or neutralizing all the active substances still present, and then sending this water overboard. So now when this ballast water tank water is coming over here and is trying to go overboard, one solenoid valve opens and it is telling us how much is the active oxidant present over here. Now if it says from this sample active oxidant is 0, that means this neutralizer unit is not needed, so it does not start. Jai Mata Di. The main panel says, memory says no problems, it is 0. But if it says it is 0.1 ppm, 0.2 ppm, suddenly this neutralizer unit starts, and it starts dosing neutralizing chemical into this water which is going overboard, so as to kill this active oxidants present over here. But now we also have to ensure that this neutralizing unit should not go more, because again this is a basic compound, this is an acidic compound over here. If suppose after killing all this acidic compound over here, this oxidant over here, if we are pumping in more, then this neutralizing unit chemical is also dangerous going overboard. So we have to inject only that much neutralizing unit which is sufficient to kill the active oxidants coming from over here. So now we need another sample which comes from over here. So this tells us ki bhaiya, initially the sample is 0.2 ppm. Neutralizer unit, you start dosing the chemical, but ensure you dose only this much, that the sample after your dosing from over here is 0 ppm. or even in any case, not just 0, even if it becomes 0.1 ppm, then also this neutralizing unit stops. Copy it? But if it becomes greater than 0.1 ppm over here, this will start. If it comes to 0.1 ppm, it will stop. So if it is more 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.5, 0.7, 0.81 ppm, the dosing of neutralizing unit will become more, and that we are going to discuss in another video. Now, just to showcase you over here, what happens in deballasting operation? In deballasting, it is necessary to ensure that no oxidant is being discharged overboard in order to prevent damage to marine environment. Thus, a sample is taken at the ballast pump outlet and sent to the monitoring unit. If the oxidant ppm is set, sample is found to be greater than 0.1 ppm, then the neutralizer unit starts dosing chemical in the water to neutralize the oxidant. In such a scenario, sample is also taken downstream of the neutralizer dosing to ensure the TRO is 0 ppm of the water going overboard. If not, then dosing rate is increased 0 or 0.1 ppm. Copied, guys? Copied? Okay, it is initially 0.1, they make it 0, end of story. Copied? Now, what is the role of neutralizer unit? To dose chemical sodium thiosulfide pentahydrate. Now, this is the name of the chemical into the ballast water to neutralize any oxidant present in deballasting water to save the marine environment. When the oxidant and ballast water outlet is less than 0.1 ppm, neutralizer is not in use. When the ballast pump outlet ka TRO oxidant is more than 0.1 ppm, neutralizer dosing starts, and then another sample is also taken from the downstream of dosing chemical. That is when it is more than 0.1 ppm, suddenly this solenoid valve also opens and the dosing over here also starts. So now it is telling us before the neutralizer unit how much is the oxidant, and after dosing neutralizer unit how much is the oxidant. So it should be less than 0.1 ppm. If it is less than 0.1 ppm, fine. Now, अच्छा एक और चीज मैं थोड़ा ढंग से नहीं बता पाया. Now say the inlet is say 0.5 ppm. That means neutralizing unit start, it will start dosing, and the outlet is 0 ppm. Now that means it will now say and the outlet is 0.1 ppm. That means neutralizer unit is has to keep same amount of dosage, right? Now if it becomes 1 ppm and suddenly you'll see it is becoming 0.2, 0.3 ppm, then automatically your neutralizer unit say dose more, and dosing will increase. So at the end of the day, if it is more than 0.1 ppm, it will start, and at the end dosing should be such that it should be less than 0.1 ppm at this point over here. This is what is the role of neutralizing unit over here. So again, I have told you what is TRO1 and TRO2, those pipelines before and after fitted with solenoid valves, and what is the rule. So now guys, this is what you have to know about neutralizer unit, and in the next video we are going to discuss how the neutralizer unit works and how the automation for neutralizer unit works. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Mata.